So, as we were learning on Friday, you cannot graph something if it is not solved for y first. So, if we're looking at this graph, at this equation, we've got x minus 2y plus 6 equals 0. We have to get that y right there by itself. Okay? So, we got to move everything else to the other side so that it's solved for y by itself. Tristan, what should we do first? What would you move first? 6. Alright, so we can subtract the 6. And so we got x minus 2y equals negative 6. Cole, what would you do next?
I feel like you have to move the x.
We do. How are we going to move that x? Just subtract the x. Alright, so that'll leave us negative 2y equals what? How am I going to write that there, Cole? Okay, can I put them together?
Sure.
No, I cannot. This is a 6, this is an x. They're not like terms. They don't both have x's. So I cannot put them together, so I can write negative 6 minus x, or I could do negative x minus 6, either one. But you can not combine those because they are not like terms. Okay? So then, the last thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to divide. What do I divide by, Jesus? Negative 2. Make sure you divide everything by negative 2. So I get y equals, Aiden, what's negative 3 divided by negative 2? Negative 3 divided by negative 2? I'm sorry, negative 6 divided by negative 2 is 3. Good. And then, Malia, what are we going to get here with that x? Not just the x. I got a negative x over a negative 2. That negative x doesn't have a number with it, so what number's there in front of it? Okay? Alright, so what will I get whenever I divide those? Okay, it'll be positive, very good. And what will that number be? What will it be? It's not 2. 1 divided by 2 is not 2. 1/2. X, just leave it a fraction. Okay, when you see division, division is not commutative. You cannot flip that upside down. Okay? So it's got to be 1 divided by 2, which has to stay 1/2. Okay, now if you wanted to, you could write it this way, y equals 1/2 x plus 3. Okay, so you could do that. So, so now we've got to graph this. So Olivia, what's the y-intercept of that line? It's 3. So we're going to go to 1, 2, 3 and put us a dot right here. What's the slope, Olivia? Okay, so from this point, what am I going to do? Up 1, over which way, left or right? Right, 2. So up 1, right, 2. And so we'll graph this line. It'll look like this right here. Okay, questions? Jennifer, do you have this paper? I've got an extra. Here. Okay. Alright, here's our next one. Alright, so this one looks way worse than the last ones. You can combine the like terms. Alright, so we're going to combine those two x's. How do I combine them? I cannot plus them together. They are not on the same side. So, like Olivia said, I need to subtract the 2x. But whenever I do that, it's going to cancel over here. I've got 3y equals, what happens over here? That's 0. It cancels, right? So I'm just left with 6. Okay, we're going to divide by 3. And so y is 2. Oh, what do I do when that happens? There's no x. This is not y equals mx plus b. Is it going to be vertical or horizontal? It is horizontal. So at y equals 2, I'm going to put me a dot at y equals 2. It is a horizontal line. It seems a little bit backwards for that to be horizontal because it's y equals and y-axis is vertical, but all the y coordinates here are 2. All right, questions? All right, we've got one more. All right, Evan, we got to get that y by itself. What should we do first? Very good. Okay, then what next, Evan? Okay. Make sure you divide everything by 4 whenever you do that. So, Evan, when we do that, we'll get y equals, what will it equal? Okay? You don't have to know. If it won't divide, just 3/4. Okay, so if it won't divide, reduce it if you can, but if it won't reduce, just leave it. Okay? You mean to like do a decimal? Yes, you are welcome to. So, like y equals negative 3/4 x plus 3. Okay, you're welcome to do it like that. You can even do that, Julie, if you want to, from right here. You could make it look like that if you do 4. Whenever after you subtract that 3x, you could say 4y equals negative 3x plus 12, like that. Go ahead and put your x first, and that way it'll end up like that. You won't have to switch it at the end. So you could do that if you wanted, yes. There, if you like the way that looks better. Okay? Adam, what's our y-intercept for that line? Very good. And to graph that, what's my slope? Good. So from that point, what should I do? Over which way? Left or right? Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So down 3, left 4. And we'll draw in our line here. All right, questions? Okay, so I've got a worksheet